You know, it's whatever, baby. You know.
Welcome to another fine episode of Whatever by Hektek by yours truly, Hektek from Hektek Desires, featured on the HD Nation, which is my new network on YouTube. So go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff at Official HD Nation on YouTube. That's where you'll be able to find not only this, but you'll also find my other show, Beyond Pixels, where I just talk about whatever I feel like talking about at that time. So I am joined by someone that I met, I want to say going on 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, going on
23.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Going on 2 years ago. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and what you do.
I am Hollywood and I am a content creator.
That's how we're leaving it.
I'm a content creator. I do sex work. I'm a mom. I'm up here in Western New York State trying to show out for New York. I guess the best I can outside of the standard area.
Okay.
And here
Is that a thing? Is upstate New York trying to really like stand out and
this
show
isn't
their
upstate.
ass?
This isn't even upstate New York. This is Western New York. So we're up above. I think upstate New York stops at Albany. I'm still another 4 hours away.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, no one really, and it's
It's a big
crazy.
state. It's a big
It's a
state.
huge state, but outside the city, people be like, "What? There's more to it?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you say New York, everyone thinks you're in New York City because I get creators all the time that hit me and they'll be like, I'm going to be in Newark, New Jersey. I'm going to be in New York City. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I am like a 7 hour drive from there or a 2 hour.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
you
even
can
know
catch
what you're
another
talking.
flight.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me a little bit about Hollywood. Like, how did you get started? Like, what drew you to this industry of sex work or content creation? Like, what was it that, like, I need to do this?
I've been a sex worker for like more than 20 years, honestly. I mean, it's honestly landed me into owning my first business when I was 20 years old, receiving a salon from a Vietnamese gentleman I knew when I was very young. And I mean, it was always something I've always kind of been into, like the pineapple lifestyle and stuff like that too. I've always been into videoing and all that stuff. And I mean, I just kind of started getting into it more and doing a lot of research. And I thought that maybe this might be something where I can actually sit my ass at home and not have to, go work outside the home 10 hours a day and whatnot, and maybe be able to give myself the luxury of freedom a little bit if I tried hard enough.
Okay. So I know you have told me about the business that you got. Do you care to elaborate a little bit on that story?
But my salon, or
Yeah.
oh, my salon was just that I've always been the type to make my own money and like doing hair and nails. I started like when I was like 12, 13. And when I was about 15, I had went and worked for a Vietnamese man. It was never anything sexual between us, but he's definitely probably perverted. And I worked with him for a while when I was young. And then after I graduated high school and got my cosmetology license, I had went back to him. And even though he used to come hang out with me and my friends all the time and like buy his alcohol and give us money for weed and just sit and hang out, well, he got to hang out with a whole bunch of young girls. And then after I went back to him, and I was like, I got a license now. Like, I want my own booth. I just don't want to be painting top coats or doing feet. I was like, and I have my own clientele. And about 3 weeks in, he told me that he's wanted to go home. He had been in America for like 20 something years and he wanted to go back to Vietnam. And
Oh wow.
yeah, I ended up getting a whole salon. I rented the window front was rented though. But back then the storefront was only $500 a month. This is back in 2005.
Mhm.
And the name of the salon, coincidentally, was Hollywood Nails. So that's also how I got the name Hollywood. So
Okay.
people would come in and they would just call me Miss Hollywood. And it really just stuck. I mean, even my kids tell people my name is Holly at this point. So
Gotcha.
I'm Hollywood in real life. This isn't just some name I made up to look cool. So
You told me you even before getting into the content creation that you've been kind of tapped into the lifestyle. What
mhm.
lifestyle are you more tapped into?
um kind of like
Now, I have to warn you, right? I
yeah,
know we know each other.
yeah,
So I know we have conversations. So
yeah,
a
we've
lot
had
of the what so a lot what I'm gonna ask you, you're gonna be like you already should know this,
no, I get
actually.
it. We're fine. I'll indulge. No, I get it. I'm glad you're asking questions because I don't ever know what to say because a lot of this stuff is normal to me because I've been like this for so long,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, God, breaking into sex work, especially in my early 20s and stuff like that, like back when people talk about the back page days and stuff like that, I started out easily getting a lot of BDSM requests, people that used to travel that wanted to get dressed up as women. And I didn't even know that was called femdom then. Like it didn't even really have a name then before they were just guys that wanted to be CDs cross dressers and they wanted to hang out with some pretty girls and buy us stuff and dress them up and started to break into it. And then in between just like working and being a hustler and stuff like that, I'd have little businesses here and there and work and stuff. But I've kind of just always, I don't know, seen maybe the bigger picture in things and just done stuff differently. I've
yeah.
used it like, and then even like being into like kind of like the pineapple life, I spent a long time just
So
like,
you're gonna have to break down the pineapple life for all those that don't know
I
what
don't know,
you're talking
like,
about.
I guess I'm a form of like polyamorous,
Okay.
you know, and so, and not so much like the polyamorous where it's women and men and stuff like that. I tend to like have more than one boyfriend instead of like, you know what I mean? Kind of my
Yeah.
separate little relationships. That would be great if I could get them all to hang out at the same time, but not, not everyone's cool with that.
Right. But they know they're not the only one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause I used to spend a lot of time just kind of like lying and stuff. And then once I really realized, like, I was like, well, they kind of like probably really deal with whatever out of me. You know what I mean? Or they're going to deal with it if they want to deal with it or not deal with it. Either way.
Especially when you get older, like when you start doing your,
Yeah.
I call it risk assessment, and you start being like, I gotta lie, then I gotta keep up with that lie, or
Mhm.
I have to sneak around. Man, fuck all that. I'm gonna
Caught.
just tell
They're going.
people it is what it is and let them
Mhm.
decide whether they want to be a part of it or not.
Not. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The only thing that's hard with it though is like trying to date people that aren't already accustomed into the lifestyle because they come around and they think, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I can't have one person that'll take up a majority of my time, but like the jealousy and the insecurities and stuff, like even just going out with friends because I'm used to going places by myself because I know people. So so it's even hard sometimes to go out with people. Like if you deal with someone that's insecure, they'll be like,
Mhm.
yeah, look at her talking to this person, that person, and this person, and that person. And it's really not even like that. I'm just, I would never let anyone be disrespectful towards
Right.
when I'm dealing with or anything, but you really have to be like a really secure individual just to be like, oh yeah, she just does her thing. We'll go home together later on. It's all right, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, even when like I date or whatever, and like we might go and hang out, and dudes might be hitting on the chick that I'm with. Chick come and she's like, "That doesn't bother you?" I'm like, "No."
No.
I was
Yeah.
like, "You have two options,
Mhm.
right? You could go and entertain the situation and then thus be with him, or you can go home with me and we could fuck." You know what I mean? It's like I'm at the age where I'm too old to make someone want to do something.
Right.
That's why me personally, I dislike. I don't know if you are, but I dislike brats, right? Because I'm like, I have to do all this for you to listen. Like, I'm good. Either you're going to listen or you don't. Like,
Right.
I just don't. I don't have time to coerce you or like. I just don't. You know what I mean? So the same when I deal with someone, like either you're going to do this or you're not.
You're
Either
not.
way, I'm cool.
Because I could
Have
go hang out
fun.
with someone
Go.
that meshes beautifully with me. Yeah, yeah. I'm a bit of a brat, but my brat is more of into like the princess treatment. Want to be a brat? Like hold my door open for me, open the door, hold my hand, help me
So
out.
that's like being a gentleman. Like I could do that. That's fine. But
Mhm.
like I had one
Everything
that
argument.
right, she would disagree with whatever I told her to do, right? And then when I stopped caring about said thing to do, she, she would still do it. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, why you did all this just to end up doing it anyways? Now I don't even give a fuck about it. Like,
Right.
nah, I'm good.
If,
I don't have time to. No, I'm good.
especially if they're
I just
coming
like
to
that.
right. Well, especially if they're coming to you for advice or help. You know what I mean? Or they're
Yeah,
crying to you about the same situation or using the same clutch as, you know what I mean? I had recently just dealt with someone. I just kind of told them we had to go our own separate ways after, dating a little bit that
yeah,
has issues with depression. And they always use it as an excuse for certain behaviors, like being really unresponsive or like say I would, vocalize the discrepancy. It wouldn't even be serious. And then he'd be like, well, I feel bad. And then like brush me off for a couple of days because he feels bad and he still got to get over it. And I was like, ain't nobody want to fucking deal with that shit. Like, you think I want, and for me, sometimes they're trying to set the standard of trying to see if you're going to accept that behavior and be like, oh, I feel so bad for you. Oh, I understand. No, suck it the fuck up and move on or go to therapy and get on meds.
listen, and this same person, I told them like they wanted to date me or whatever, and I was like, nah, you're not healed. Everybody, yes, I am. I'm like, no, yeah. You know what I
You,
mean? And that's the thing, right? I even I even told them I'm not your therapist. I'm not here to heal you.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm so sick and tired of people going through life trauma dumping on other people
Mm-hmm.
and also wanting other people to heal them.
Yeah,
No, seek help, seek methods on how to get over whatever is you're
yeah,
dealing with, and
right.
let's move forward.
Let's move
You know,
forward.
because when you're looking at your past or you're dealing with your past, you're always looking backwards. I'm looking
Forward.
forward. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool that you don't believe in crutches. Because
Yeah.
so, would you say that?
I've been through some pretty horrific stuff myself from childhood
Mm-hmm,
to adulthood, been in the streets before, you know what I mean? So, like, for me, it's just like we've all got a story to tell. So, either it could make you and you can learn from it, or you could use it
mm-hmm,
as a crutch. But my issue is like, I don't allow my mental health and I don't expect other people to just to blatantly deal with it because I'll tell an individual if you if we can't get on the same wavelength with how I like to be treated because I'm not going to continue to repeat myself. Like these are things that are a necessity to me. And especially if you want to be the person that could call me and be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And me make availability for you, you're
mm-hmm.
gonna have to get on the same wavelength. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
get on the same wavelength because I might be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm hanging out with somebody else tonight that's been giving me attention all fucking week. You know
right.
what I mean? Well, I don't like to deal with I don't like to voice too much over and over and over again. And I find when I don't stand on business and boundaries, I just end up like this person. And I don't feel like I wasted my time. I'm the type of person, I feel like my time has been stolen. Even if I did enjoy my time with
Damn, that's a good one.
even if I did enjoy my time with you, if I'm very direct. I had someone tell me, like, I keep trying to figure out how to read you. I was like, what are you trying to read? Because I'm completely direct and forward. I will tell you exactly when you deal with me, this is how it is. I like to be courted. I like to go on dates. I like attention. I was like, and then you also have to be willing to do my release forms and film some content with me from time to time, or you're going to have to supplement my life a little bit if that isn't an option, and then they get involved and then, well, I'm really not comfortable doing this. So why are you here playing in my face then? When I literally said this is a requirement, because now I feel like when I felt like you were being weird and maybe manipulative, I feel like I was right the whole time now. So then I
Mm.
just, you know,
Now, so we're touching on quite a few things that I'm gonna try to see if we could. So, how hard has it been since being in the sex work industry, or because you shoot content?
I just always, I mean, I've never even like, I've always been pretty open. So I'm like, I mean, I've been engaged a couple of times and everything, and they all knew. And even I've dated guys, turned them into boyfriends that used to spend money on me and stuff like that. I think the stuff with the content, I mean, for some people, it might be hard to maybe find people to date, but what I did instead of trying to pursue people that aren't cool with it, you know what I mean? And might be like, I have people that be like, hey, let's go out together, let's have a good time. And, we go out and we're taking pictures, we shared it on social media, like my Facebook and stuff like that. Cause I don't want to deal with someone that's like, oh, like they don't want to go out with me because people might recognize me. I want to go out with people that be like, oh yeah, man, me and her hang out all the time. She's the coolest,
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
partner wise, I still deal with the same two guys for a majority of my fucking content, like here at home. So even if I might deal with a little bullshit with them from now on out, they've been pretty consistent for me to come through.
That's that's dope. That is real. Because I know
I
for
got one sitting
me,
right here.
I know for me, even when I deal with vanilla women,
It's so hard.
they instantly want me to stop. And I'm like,
No,
I cool. I'll stop when I get ready to. You know what I mean? Because I there's been times where I've done too many things for a relationship, just for the relationship to not work. And now I'm holding the bag and I'm like, and I should have kept doing what the fuck I was doing
I
because this
have.
shit didn't last.
I've done that before. Got tried to
Yeah.
be like, well, maybe let me change how my life is and let me try to do things like this, or and I end up with it not working. I've sacrificed a whole bunch of my lifestyle and the stuff that makes me happy. So, no, in the end, you know, they didn't really sacrifice much because it wasn't much of a change for them for me to go on. And like I was looking through pictures the other day because I see people all the time and they won't see me for years. And they're like, wow, you haven't aged a bit, or this is that. I was like, you know what? Because I am the way that I am. I go through and I look at old pictures of myself when I was in relationships, and I'm like, but you look like shit. You look miserable.
Mhm.
You look like
Mhm.
shit. I'm supposed to be in a happy relationship.
Right. And I'm finding people, especially in this industry now, it's like everyone's trying to find their content partner. So they're just settling with the first dick pussy that they meet
That
doing
acts like they
content and
care
be
about
like,
them. And then
let
get mad.
we're together.
Yeah, and then get mad, and then they'll turn around and they'll stop working with other people. They'll stop doing collabs, and they'll expect their partner to do the same. And if anything, you should be helping. If you're both content creators, if anything, you should be trying to help each other line up and maybe being like, "Hey, you that was so and so. Don't they be around so and so? We should see if we can line something up." And because
Mhm.
that's really what it's about. But there's so many people. Is I believe that people, if you're the type to only want to be with one person, you need to limit yourself to either solo content, or if you get a partner and you want a content partner, that person shouldn't be a content creator. They should just be your partner that helps you with the content.
Yeah.
That
Right.
way it's just that's way they know only you and them are together. When you're dealing with another content creator, you're kind of have to deal with, you know what I mean? Because what happens when the relationship goes sour? Are you going to make this individual take down the content? Are you going to suck it up and you both still use the
Mhm.
content? Now there's legal obligations. Now it's too many problems. I make it very clear to people, once you do that paperwork for me,
Mhm.
sue me before I'll take it the fuck down. Because now you
No,
just make the
even
relationship.
even in mine, I have where you have to reimburse me for the time, effort, everything. If you want me to take it down, you owe me some O's for me to take it down because now I and let's be honest, for the most part, it's the guys that are paying for the locations, paying for this, paying for that. Now I'm not saying that a lot of the women don't, but
Mhm,
from what I've noticed, is a lot of the guys that's booking hotels and whatever, right?
mhm,
So now that's all money that I'm out of. What if I flew to you? That's time that I could have been doing something else. That's
mhm,
time I had to sit on this fucking long ass flight. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Like it's just no.
mhm.
And I even for my vanilla photography, I just went through a situation where because the I didn't want to deal with the model, she didn't want me to be able to use the work. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going through the headache of doing this. So now in conjunction, in my paperwork is now if I do a photo shoot, whether it's trade or paid, and I can't use the photos, I'm sending you a fucking invoice.
Yeah, and if they don't pay, put a judgment against them. Sue
Yep,
them.
yep,
I wouldn't
hundred
be mad at
percent.
that. I wouldn't be mad at that. Once people need to understand, once you're doing something when it comes to business and likeness, you need,
Mhm.
because there's so many people that are just so willing to hop on this, and that. Just even like with the content parties, like you go to a content party, the host own the rights to your videos. The videographers own it too. You know what I mean? And you're
Mhm.
just going off of hoping that they're decent people and they're not going to sell it on their own platforms, especially when everyone's sharing their release forms. And it's blank where the name goes, and it's just
Mhm.
signed paperwork. Anyone is as long as they have copies of that content, anyone could literally sell it when you go to certain stuff like that. And you need to be very careful what you're doing. You know what I mean? I learned a lot my first year in. So and about being very particular about the way you deal with and who you deal with and stuff like that. And even like the cliche beef and stuff, because I've been through it too. I've talked to the people about it. We cool. Like they still want me around, even though the last time I went, it took 10 of them to throw me out the house.
Yeah. No,
But
so even when me and you first met, you didn't even know one of my exes were there.
no, but I'm cool. I try to get along with everyone. And I feel like sometimes people don't like me, but I think they just kind of feel off of my energy because their energy is faked. And I just
Well,
be
there's a thing, right? I could make shit personal, or I could be about my fucking business. And
yeah,
you're not. And I'm sorry, me and what another person is going on in our personal life, not stopping me from getting my bag or getting me to wherever I want to go.
yeah.
Like, and so many people are like that. You
And
know, especially uh I can't fuck with you now. Well, why? What did I do to you? Nothing, but because you fuck with this person over here and I don't fuck with them. So because you'd be like, are you fucking kidding? Like, first of all, I didn't even know you didn't fuck with the person.
right.
And
And you were
secondly,
responsible for it.
stop being narcissistic enough to think I'm over here talking about you to them or them to you. Uh,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
no, that's
I don't
no.
care. Yeah, I don't
Right,
care.
right, right, right,
Yeah, I
right.
don't care. Now it's one thing if someone asks me about a situation, I might be like, brief summary. But at the end of the day, I like to move on from anything, just any indiscretions. I only have one indiscretion industry wise where we have didn't hatch it out because they tried to say I owed them an apology. I said no issues as long as I get one too. And they felt like they didn't deserve
Mm,
it. I shouldn't get one. And so that's it. I'm not, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. No, it's listen, that situation that I know of,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as
I'm
I
not the only
walked on
person
the
that
spot,
has
they
had
were
problems with this individual's behavior and starting with people. I just stood on
yeah.
business with it and I wasn't having it no more.
And they knew they also those people also know this person is known for
Certain behavior.
okay, case in point. You know, if you ever been around me, people might not know. I normally bring a handle with, right? Because dealing with so many different personalities, once I'm done filming, I like to sit by the pool, whatever, pour me a little, might smoke me a cigar, something decompress.
Mm-hmm.
So this person, what there was like a group of people. This person's like handing out shots, and they're like, "Heck, you want a shot?" And I'm looking, and it's my shit. How you asking me if I want a shot of my shit? You didn't even ask me to drink. Not like, and people know what you bring, what you don't bring. You know what I mean? And since then, I was like, you know what? For now, the handle stays with me, or it stays in my car, whatever, whatever. Like that was like when I was like, bro, y'all have the audacity to like not buy anything, but ask people, hey, you want some? Like just giving my shit out willy nilly. Like, no.
But you're a big shot. And if you don't like me, people won't want to deal with me. Sure, 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 sure.
I
Like I
feel
have
I feel a
like
lot of people feel they're bigger
then
and needed or they're needed or something can't run without them are most of the time full of shit. That like
I'm
it's not the case. Like this machine will still run with or without.
I had an argument where they tried to say something. I was like, I'm keep people still gonna want to fuck with me. I was like, I don't care, even if shit blew out, these people still gonna want to fuck with me,
Mhm.
So But you have to learn how to read people, because I think some people also go around and they try to get you to like in a personal type of thing, or they maybe think they have something a bit more personal with you just because you guys are having fun with each other over a couple of days. And for me, like, I can totally just have fun and be on my way home. And if we want to keep up a connection where we have a rapport and we're talking and we're cool, I'm cool. Look at, you know what I mean? I don't know about you
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Orlando. We don't link up again in Vegas. We sit there and chat all the time. There are times where like I'll inbox you about stuff that you post, or I'll be like, look at this dumb shit. You know what I mean? And we'll
Yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
talk stuff off. Like, I'm a cool individual, like, regardless.
Hmm.
So, and if you want to be weird at the end, or you think I'm being weird when I'm really just being me, and I'm not going to change what makes me happy and how I am. If the way I've been doing things has worked for all these years for me, and I'm adaptable and I'm learning, what makes you think? And I don't take the advice of people I don't feel like you're doing better than me in life. Like, okay, sure, you've been doing this for a while, but you're still not doing better than me in life.
Listen, and I think that's why I'm more semi-retired. I keep throwing that around because I'm so tired of the cap, right? I'm so tired of these people posting their Birkin bags, posting how much money they made, posting this, posting that, but you don't have a place to stay. You don't have your own vehicle. You don't have like you're posting all this shit for people that don't know you to
Right.
like you,
Right.
but the people that know who you are check you one cut hair away from eviction. It's almost like, stop it. Why are you putting it on? Just be yourself. People gonna like you. If they don't, they don't. There's a
And
lot of people that don't like me. I don't give a fuck because none of them pay my bills.
as long as the people that give me money like me, that's really all I care about. As long as, and my kids love me and they're taken care of, and
Mm.
I come home and I wake up happy every day. I mean, I could probably do better in life considering I'm almost 40, but I could be doing a hell of a lot worse. My bills are on auto pay. My car is paid off. My car insurance is cheap too, because I haven't even gotten a license or accident in years. Like, I'm doing
Yeah, yeah,
better than a lot of people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Nah, it's in, and I think that's why too with this industry. I'm just like, because it used to be right years ago. I would say pre-COVID, even during COVID, if they liked your work, if someone liked your work, if they like how you filmed or they like your quality, they like something about you, they would reach out and be like, hey, let's collab. I like you. I'm gonna be at such and such. I think you're gonna be same place. Let's work together. Cut and dry, and you move the fuck on, right? Now people are like, well, how many followers do you have? Where's your stuff at? What's your TikTok? I don't
well,
give a fuck about none of that shit.
right, right. Well, for me, I do like collabs to be beneficial, but I also know that just because someone has 20,000 followers on Twitter and maybe some other platforms aren't as developed, it doesn't mean they're not established in the industry, because a lot of this follower count and this Twitter shit and this TikTok, Instagram, it's new to the industry. It's new because this content creator stuff really only started blowing up like it is right when COVID started. That's when I wish I would have gotten into it. I probably would have been a millionaire by now. Do you know what I mean? Because now
It was
it's
a
so,
fun time. It was a fun time, I'll tell
yeah,
you.
I
Even
believe it.
conventions were fun.
Mm-hmm. So
Now people be
it's,
like, Tech, you going to the convention? I'm like, for
yeah,
what?
because I definitely have, like, I just had someone send me an email and he was like, collab, footage included. And here's some video. I can't see nothing of him fucking some chick. That's like a minute long, nothing else. And I sent him an email like, I already know you're not an established talent sending me that. I was like, because there's no way you felt it's appropriate sending me a video that unsolicited video that I didn't ask for, some woman that probably doesn't even know you're sharing it with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no way should any professional inquiry should include your real name, your location. You know what I mean? A brief description, links to your platforms, paid tube sites and promotionals, at the most a selfie and something respectful. And I was like, good luck, because you're gonna need it. because it's disrespectful, because these people get on here and like for me, because you're a man, so for you, like when you make content with people, it might be a little bit different because you may not be so much as concerned about the follower count. But me as a woman, a lot of people are more predatory towards us because they think that we're single, we're miserable, we're lacking love, so they could pretend to love us and they could fuck us, or they hit us up and oh, you want to collab, and they have zero benefits. You know what I mean? I have
think
guys at home that I don't have to tag them in shit except for on those paid sites. And
I think this site as a whole is predatorial because, case in point, when I won my award, there's people that I didn't know from Adam and Eve like, hey, let's collab. And I'm like, you only want to collab because I won something. You want to be able to say that, oh, you worked with me, so let's do this, right? I'm not saying it's less predatorial against women. Lord knows I've seen a lot of shit over the shit. I don't know, fucking how long I've been, 7, 8 years that I've been doing this.
Right.
I've seen where people are claiming love, but you could tell one side is definitely using the other side for their benefit, right? And no one could tell them anything. Then once they break up, then it's like, oh, I was this. And it's like, sometimes you have to hold your own self accountable for the mistakes that you've made.
Yes, yes.
Regardless of if it was a scheme or not, because at some point you had to know, this is fun.
Right. This is kind of fun. Yeah.
I've seen, especially now, where there's partners using their girl because they know their girl is hot to be able to funnel in other girls.
Yes, definitely. Because I got some girls reaching out to me for Chicago and stuff. And like I had a girl, she reached out to me. And I was like, oh, you work with her. I guess her boyfriend's her videographer and he does that the dom and he's with her and somebody else. And I was like, I will be willing to do some girl stuff. And so we're supposed to be doing a all girl 4-way. You know what I mean? I'm cool. And if her man wants to do the videography, he looks like he does a cool job. That's cool. You know what I mean? But he's not my type. He's not my speed. And that's one thing too that I also am not going to. I'm not going to work with anyone I'm not attracted to. Like, I don't like their style. I don't like their content. Or like now that like I'll get to looking through people's stuff that reach out to me, and I notice like their marketing is trash. Like I want to like this event I'm going to. If I'm working with someone, we're taking pictures together, safe for work, not safe for work. We're going to do some reels for TikTok and Instagram. We're going to do a whole bunch of stuff. So there's a whole bunch of not safe for work stuff and different not safe for work pictures and videos for better marketing purposes. Like if I don't see someone that wants to push out that type of marketing to make these collabs worthwhile, I'm not with it. Like I don't want someone to come think they're going to come link me in my hotel room and we're going to videotape us fucking real quick on our phones and just move on. Like I'm not oppositional against phones because that's what I'm about to use when I get there if somebody doesn't have a proper camera, but I still want to have, I don't want to do this, quick 30 minutes, and I don't want to do that. I've done that type of stuff before. I want something where I could take the pictures and the clips and we could sit there and really cross market each other. You know what I mean?
I think it's when I first got in, I wanted to take pretty girl stills. I wanted to take this. I wanted to take that. A lot of people now, especially in this industry, is not creative. They don't want to be creative. They just want to paste, copy, repeat the same shit, right?
Yeah, you've seen me work, so you know how I am. I like to do, I want something different. I don't want that. Like, I hate saying, I don't really want to, like, it's one thing when I'm doing like my stuff at home, because that's real content and that's always going to hit different from when I'm doing a collab. But if I'm doing a collab, I want to make I don't want that shit where you're just in the hotel room and you fucking go. Like, that's so boring. Right. It's so boring.
Listen, you know, I mean, you've been around me too. As soon as someone would be like, let's shoot Gonzo, I'm like, wait, no, we need a little story. We need how y'all end up fucking? Y'all just woke up and started like that just doesn't make sense.
Like, what do you mean? Even if it's something simple and cute where somebody's in the kitchen making breakfast or something cute, if you're playing it off, like you gotta like do something. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I can't, yeah, I don't want to do anything that's less boring. Like I want to do something different.
Yeah, it has to be either, for me now, it has to be either super filthy or it has to be super creative.
Mm-hmm.
I've done everything in the middle,
Right.
you
Right.
know. But back to your marketing thing, it's not. It's a lot of people just, especially for me, right? If I say, "Hey, let's take some time, let's take some photos, let's do this," girls are like, "Oh, well, I got other stuff to do." It's all this rush shit.
Yeah.
Now I am more in control because like I'm just not really going to conventions like that no more. If
Right.
you want to work with me,
Right.
hey, let's link up and we have more time. We
Right.
could take our time. We could do what we need to do. But all that rush shit,
Yeah.
one walking out, another one coming in, like I've done all
Kind
that.
of,
I've done numerous shoots in a day. I'm not over exhausting myself anymore just
anymore.
for
Just
shit.
for the sake of content. And then you go
Yeah.
back and you look at this content and you're like, yeah, the chemistry was off. Like we look like we don't even get along. And then how
Mhm.
many promo clips can you pull off the same video before they've already seen the whole video after you posted all your promo clips? So it's like, what are we really doing with this? And also I noticed too with a lot of people, it doesn't matter. You could work with someone with a huge over 1 million followers, and if they just post a video clip or one picture one time and tag you once, and it's not going to benefit you at all. Like, because I have a lot of people, even guys, and I don't understand why men like asking women how to get in the industry. I feel like they should be asking other men, you know.
Men are first. I'll tell you why. If I come to you as a man and say how to get in the industry, and you give me the code, then I most likely me and you are going to work together.
That's what they think.
Versus a guy, we know the bullshit because I have a couple mentors in the industry.
Manipulation. They try it all the time.
Right. And my mentor said when I first approached him, he was on his way to go do something else. But he said, you asked me all the right questions that me and you end up sitting around talking for an hour
Mm-hmm.
because I knew you weren't just trying to fuck women. You were actually trying to learn the business. Listen,
Right.
I fuck more women outside the industry than in. Like,
And see, there was just a whole conversation because I became friends with Mo Johnson, okay? Facebook friends
mm-hmm,
and everything. So he had
mm-hmm,
shared something, an old discourse in between a couple of people that are known. Like this one dude, he's like an attorney and a manager. I forget his name, it's Mark something, and somebody else, where they posted about he got signed on to some modeling agency. It's like a 10-year-old post. And in the comments, he said at the top of where he reshared it, something, oh, you guys want to have a new conversation. And in the comments, he was talking about trying to get equal pay for men because men used to be just props in the original porn,
mm-hmm. They
especially
still
mainstream.
are.
Well, yeah, but like now the discourse about how they were like how camming, this is before OF and camming came around. The guy's like, no, they're gonna follow the women, it's the women. Now men can get into this as content creators and they don't need to work with women. They can make a ton of money starting off solo and build their platforms off solo because the fan base will always be consistent, and that's other men.
So we're
And
going to take a little break. We're going to take a little break and we're going to pop back onto this, right? Because
yeah,
I there's a lot of reasons to that. Stay tuned. We're
yeah.
going to be right back at Whatever by Hektek with Hollywood. And today's sponsor is Motivate Image. Go to Motivate Image on Instagram at Motivate Image. That's MOTIVA Image on Instagram, also TikTok, or you can find everything that they have going on at Linktree/Motivate Image. They predominantly do boudoir. However, they also do silhouette, bodyscape, fashion. Go ahead, go to Linktree/Motivate Image and book with them today. All right, we're back. We're back with this dynamic episode of Whatever by Hektek with Miss Hollywood. We started talking about equal pay for men and stuff of that nature. I heard from a old legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying how everything now is so cookie cutter, so copy paste repeat. that back in the days when the legends of porn were on the rise,
Mm-hmm.
those women were nasty, they were filthy, they were engaging. You could not tell that these women didn't like the males,
Mm-hmm.
weren't into them. You could not tell any of that. They, regardless if it was short, tall, fat,
Yeah.
skinny, they brought the nasty
Right.
regardless, right?
Right.
The girls of today, there's only a few that are nasty, nasty. The
Mm-hmm.
rest of them are a step above pillow princesses.
Right. Or only nasty for this for the certain people. And
Or certain, exactly.
I've heard from guys too, like that be hooking up with all these bigger girls, and they've like told me, they'd be like, Hollywood, you cool as shit. And they tell me like a lot of these girls that have huge followers and are making lots and lots, they said it actually isn't even, they look like it's nasty and fun. They're just, it's not even that good. You know, and
No,
they get weird and possessive. Well, they work with everyone. And they're like, what type of shit
listen,
is this, girl?
listen. If I shoot a scene with you and then I have to go beat off right afterwards,
Right. You're born, yeah.
and I hate to say it, but that's 75% of them. And then they're asking, even for me, I'm not opposed to paying someone, to do a scene because I'd rather keep it exclusive to me anyways.
Right.
But I'm not paying you thousands upon thousands of dollars just to lay there,
It's
and
boring.
you have way more no's than you have yeses.
You're right.
I'm good
Yeah.
because I know I'm not going to be able to sell that.
Right.
So that's why what you're saying, that male fans are now looking towards the male creators, because the male
Yep.
creators, we have to perform.
Mm-hmm.
We have to. There's no ands and buts about it. We have to. If we
Yes.
if we don't pop, if our dick's not hard, we have so many things on us that we have to maintain and keep doing. For the most part, all the women have to do is put on some lube and lay there
Right.
and
Right.
look like they're having fun. And a lot of them don't even look like they're having fun.
I've been places and seen the videographers behind the scene looking at the person like, like tell them like make faces, moan, act like you're into it because they're just in there so robotic to the point where, I understand it's a job, but at some aspect, are you still enjoying your work? You know what I mean?
Even okay, and we often get into the conversation of us versus Hollywood and all this. You couldn't tell Brad Pitt wasn't enjoying what the fuck he was doing. He might have had a horrible fucking day that day. But when
Yep.
they said action,
Action.
he brought the fire.
Yeah, let's go on here.
And that's the problem, is like too many people dealing with their own personal issues, and they're allowing their personal issues to create the mood for the scenes. And oh, we have to vibe, because if we don't vibe and I don't find the chemistry, listen, back in the day, you didn't even know who you were shooting with till you showed up.
Showed up, yeah. Be able to like me, like, I mean, it's not so much that I have to catch a vibe and get to know someone, but if I look at someone and I just know I won't even bother with it because for me, I could find other people that I know I'll look good on camera with, you know what I mean? And I'm also not held with the stipulation of I'm getting paid for this scene, so I have to perform, but even with my private booking life, you know what I mean? So I know how to act like I'm having a good time for some fucking money, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right,
But
right.
so that's not so much an issue for me, but I don't want to be put in a position where I'm not having a good time. And I do have certain expectations of like the guys I'm performing with. I don't want to have to sit there and use white lube to fake that you cream hide me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to fake shot. Like I don't want to sit there with you while you struggle with not being able to keep your dick hard. Like it's not my responsibility to do all that. You should have bought yourself a pack of blue chews before you came up in here. You know what I mean? You should be prepared. Or, if you want to make sure you see me and like this is my stipulations, don't come see me after you already shot 6 scenes that day. Because I only need like a 20-minute video. You know what I mean? Like, and even if we're cool, but at the end of the day, when you're tired, like that's when you're gonna lose that chemistry on scene when you're like completely just forcing
And
yourself.
I've done a photo shoot at Jersey Exotica, and it was just a photo shoot, and that shit was garbage. But I was so motherfucking tired.
Like it.
When I tell you, I
I'm
was
tired.
so exhausted because of the house that we were in. People want to stay up till 4 in the morning. It was just, man, it was shit.
Auntie's old.
So
Aunties ain't
so
doing.
yeah, yeah. So I already know that photo. Listen,
So
I just did it for the. I don't even think I charged the girl. I was just like, yeah, I'm good.
go home, and then you go home, and it takes you a week to recover from a couple days trip. I don't want to do that because I have people reaching out to me now, and I'm not thirsty to work with everyone. I'm pretty sure once I get there, and maybe if I hit the floor and bump into a couple of people, and I'm like, hey, you
Mhm.
follow each other, you know what you got going on later on. But I'm not really. I'm not sitting there trying to set up collabs for 2 o'clock in the morning. You know that I have someone at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I also, one big thing, I kind of do want to steer away from some people that are a bit newer in it, because when you're working with people that they don't know how to have fake rough. They are just rough,
Mm.
and I bruise easily, and this is uncomfortable. Like, you want me to perform, like, I can't be in physical pain then. I don't want to turn around and I have something to do in 4 hours, and now I got all these fresh, bright purple bruises on my white skin. That, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
that.
You're pale.
Yeah. Well, no, I got the tan to me. I know I got a little tan to me. I'm not crazy,
Oh,
but
okay.
you can see the bruises. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, even with
yeah.
that trip in Orlando, like, I still had to go through and edit mad bruises out of there, because, and I don't like that. Like, and let me move myself. Don't try to grab my legs and pull on me. I'm 170 something pounds. Let me move myself, because you're gonna grab onto me, and you're gonna pinch at my skin to pull me. Let me move myself. Don't try to move me around like I'm some little thimble, because I'm not 90 pounds. Let me move myself. You know what I mean? If you want to, but there is ways, like, when you're dealing with someone that knows how to do it on the performative side,
Mhm,
they
mhm.
know how to grab on your legs but not put their weight on you. You know what I mean? They know how to, like, when they reach down and, like, do the rib hold, they know how to do it without smushing you so you could breathe. They know how to put their hand on your neck so it's not digging into your bones and your collarbone. You know what I mean? But it all still looks good. It feels good too. Like, I don't like,
No, and you said about the new people. There's going to be so many established women working with newbies
because they're all that
just based on.
stranger, the regular guy and stranger thing is blowing up right now. That's why they're all taking it and running with it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Um, that's what it is, because we all know Sub Girl's notorious for that. But that's how she started out. They're real lifestylers, though. They didn't just get into this; they were already in the lifestyle before with the content. But there's all these new girls like Lily and, like, and, like, Tiff Wisconsin is joining on it, and blessed to them, they're making millions. I'm not mad at it. But as you watch people over the past couple of years, you see, you know what I mean? Because who's not the other girl from the UK that used to go to colleges and fuck all the college guys? She was doing that for a while. Her and I watched their little beef that they have. Who knows if it's real beef though? Who knows if it's real beef or it's just marketing for publicity? Because
right,
a
right.
lot, but for me too, like, when it comes to a lot of these new guys, if there's people in the industry that are getting tested and still and turning around, and next thing you know, everyone's popping a positive after working with them, new people outside the industry, they're even less careful, because they're going to get on these floors, and not everyone, like, I see people all the time that are getting into content on FetLife, and they're like, oh, the test must be within 3 months. And I'm like, oh, that girl, that is old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No,
So there's
that's
people that are
crazy.
going to bust out, and they're going to go to these conventions, and they're not going. I already know they're not going to have the proper testing. They're not going to go to TTS. They're not going to go to Clear. They're going to be looking at people's My Care charts. You know what I mean? And saying, oh, okay, yeah, that's from 2, 3 weeks ago. We're good. And they're going to be doing whatever. So I want to
Especially
be.
if they have even especially if they have a little bit of a following or what the girls think is a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I had one tell me that she was still taking private bookings while tested, and I'm like, do you? But let me give me the courtesy to let me know so I can make my own decision.
Let me know. Yeah, a lot of the girls, when they're tested, they're taking bookings on when they travel though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, yeah.
And I'm good.
Yeah, a lot of them.
I'm good. You could listen Sunday. Do that shit Sunday when you, especially on a fresh. Do that shit Sunday. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But to do it in between bookings of other people that are tested as well.
yeah. You
That's
have
not,
to be cautious of it.
in my opinion. And I know some people probably gonna come for me. That's not cool
Right.
because that's like me fucking a girl or a girlfriend. Listen, when I deal with a vanilla girl and I'm tested, I tell them I'm not fucking you till this test runs out.
Right. Right. I get that.
Now,
I get
for
that.
me, for me, the test running out is at least if I at least get 5 scenes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I don't need to shoot no more after that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me. And you can't have the same courtesy. Like, no, fuck that. And then wonder why people be popping and all this other shit. Is like,
Yep.
there's
And
a lot of careless people in this industry
well,
for
see,
real.
what also starts happening is some of these girls that do porn and stuff, they're allowing for bare services from clients without the proper testing. Well, they're tested thinking they're good. They're not taking the proper like to use condoms for everything. They're allowing, and I actually, because I do private bookings, I hear it all the time. Oh, can I do it like X, Y, and Z? Like, no, you can't. No, we don't do it like that. Oh, I'm clean and I
Mm-hmm.
can show you a recent test. No, I'm cool. No, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right on that. You
And I
know,
mean, this girl told me and another homie on the floor, yeah, I just got back from a booking. It was only a blowjob scene, and it was with a condom. First of all, bitch, you're lying because I ain't asked you not one fucking question
it's just
about anything you had going on.
when people offer information, that's how you know the line. She should have just said that. She should have just kept it to herself.
Yeah, like I didn't listen. You know how when you see someone and you be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And then you're about to leave and they're breaking down their whole life story.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of how it was. Oh, hey, so and so, how you doing? Hey, I just got back from a booking. And then she see how I kind of looked at her, and she's like, "It was only a blowjob scene with a condom."
That doesn't sound like a scene. See, I'm not oppositional of having fans do features, but when I've done it, they went and I told them I didn't even say within 7 days. I was like, you need to go get tested the day before you come see me because I don't trust that they don't have stuff going on in their personal life. So you go get tested the day before you come see me, the day after those results come back because it's next day delivery. Then you could come work.
So when I first got in, I would accept a convention test. This is when I was going to convention a week out, maybe two, right? Because back then we weren't strict. We could really run on a 30-day test for real back in the
Oh,
day,
I believe
right?
it. Even just in the past 2 years, it went from two weeks to 7 days as the standard.
For me, a convention, 3 days. If you've been shooting more than 3 days, I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I
You need to
definitely.
you damn near need to like get tested before you book that flight, before you fly out, and once you land wherever the fuck the convention is, you got your test. Oh, hey, I'm good. Bet,
See,
let's run it.
and what I'm doing, I'm going to go get tested on the 9th. So my results are back on Thursday. And then I'm actually driving out there because I don't want the restrictions of the luggage with the flying. Number one, it's a 10-hour drive. So I got a rental because I want to be able to bring like more makeup and more stuff and more shoes and more. So I'm not trying to run out last minute and buy stuff to make things
Mhm.
look put together, make myself look put together. And I want to be able
Mhm.
to move around and in between paying for the hotel room with a flight and then another rental and all that scramble around in between, I'm still going to be tired whether I drive for 10 hours or I fly and I'm in traveling all day. Yeah, I'm still going to be traveling
Right,
all day anyway, you
right,
know?
right.
But like for me, and then I'll go. Once I get tested on Wednesday, I haven't even had any fans hit me up asking if they could do a fan, or I've had people hit me up, but I tell them like, listen, this is what it takes. And they don't respond, you know?
So what advice, and I don't want you to throw too much out there, right?
Yeah.
But what advice would you give a new girl and guy getting into this industry?
Do what you're comfortable with and what you actually have fun doing. Don't start doing stuff because everyone else is. Like, you're gonna find your fan base as long as you're putting out some type of quality, or if you have something about you. Like, I definitely wouldn't say it's easy money if you can't put in any marketing. You know what I mean? Like, even me, I try to do a lot on social media, but I'll take breaks. I'll post a lot of stuff for like a week and a half straight, and then I'll stop for 5, 6, 7 days because I get shadow banned. So you kind of have to stop posting because you're posting to no one. You know what I mean? There's no way I have over 80,000 followers on Twitter and I post something. I have 900 views in 2 days. No way. So I'll chill out on it. And I tell them, like, and unless you're really willing to sit there full time and just constantly take pictures and video clips of yourself and then sit there and edit them all goddamn day long. I have tons of stuff because I take pictures and videos every day, every time I go to the gym. And then I'll randomly go through and post it. Because if you look at some people's feeds, like on Instagram, they'll sit there for one day and they'll put up a whole bunch of different IG posts. They have the same outfit on in 6, 7 videos in a row. I try to break it up. So if I have, some stuff, I'll start, because I've been taking a little break on Instagram because I'm shadow banned right now. And, and I'll go through the videos that I took, 4 months ago, where I'm actually 20 pounds heavier and still posting because I've been back in the gym and stuff. So and just keep new clips, put it up, new clips, put it up, see what's engaging, see what isn't engaging. I know I have other platforms that I really want to start working on, especially with everything that's going on in politics. It might very well become not censored as freedom of speech, what we post, and freedom of expression, where we might actually have to take down all that not for safe work stuff. And then what are all these people, what are we all going to do when we don't know how to manipulate other platforms or other stuff? What I do, you got to learn how to market. You got to learn how to market. You got to read and investigate. Make sure that's what you want to do, because once you put yourself on the internet, I don't care how many whatchamacallit you file to have it taken down, it's still going to be out there. You're still there.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to wait a long time.
And I want the correction, right? Because I used to really love this industry, for real, for real. Now it's so toxic and so, oh my goodness, it's just like, even like I just saw someone, they're beefing with someone else, so they use one of these fake throw off pages and was like, oh, so and so, y'all should get on so and so because they're sex trafficking. You're gonna really use a term that the feds could knock on someone's fucking door
right.
and take them away because you don't like their business practice, or you are not organizing your business and they're trying to hold you to the fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just a bunch of messy people, because we have allowed people of all ages to think this is the superest. That's not even a word, but the easiest thing to possibly do if you want fast, quick money. Go ahead, make you a video, post it online, and charge stupid amount of money, and people are just gonna be like, you know what?
And they're sitting there's some girls out there, and they'll try to like price shame other girls, and they're like, I would never charge that much, and I'm going to charge this. See, that's why you're crying about your rent not being paid, because you think that 1 minute and 30-second clip after charging someone $50 for the subscription and then trying to sell them a 1 minute and 30-second clip for another $50, that's going to make your money. And then you don't have no followers, nothing. That's one thing. If you have someone like these girls that have 500,000 followers on TikToks, they turn around and they make it OnlyFans. They don't even really have to post much because they already have people obsessed with them, and they could probably turn around and charge a little more. But there's so much competition out here. There are talents out here. Their subscription costs $5 to $10 a month, and they've got 400 or 500 full-length videos posted straight on their wall. Nothing that you could do. Nothing, you know what I mean? Like, even my OnlyFans, I've got like almost 300 videos on there. That's why I get really annoyed when people are like, you're gonna post something new, and I'm like, bro, I literally have like 300 videos. You just subscribed yesterday. I know you didn't watch them all.
Right. I mean,
I know you didn't watch them all. Like, why are you asking me this? Like, can you look, just click and go through and look. And
bro, I have some be like, that scene that you posted on a promo was like 2 years ago. They're like, where's that video? I'm like, oh, I haven't released it. That was me just promoting that we did the video.
Right.
I have such a backlog.
I have stuff too. I haven't, like that video of us, I haven't posted that on you know what I mean? I was gonna throw it up on Loyal Fans when we did in Vegas.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I remember. I'm trying to think. Did I post? I think I have
Yeah.
because you were 2023.
Yeah.
No, you were early 2024 because it was like AVN, right?
No, it was Vegas. It was
No,
actually,
it was about Halloween time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I probably have posted that because I'm for especially for my dry bone series,
Yeah.
I'm normally a year back.
Right, right, right.
So
But
I think I have posted that. But
I
yeah,
have other stuff from Orlando I haven't posted yet,
yeah.
and I have stuff that I do at home from last year that I haven't
Mhm.
posted yet either.
I
I
hate
keep on
people
saying,
that as soon as the camera's still hot, the content's already up. You're like, what the fuck? Like you
yeah,
didn't edit that. You didn't do anything to that. You just threw it out there.
mhm,
Now it's not even fair to your co-star because it's like they might be
already.
taking this shit seriously, and you're just like,
Mhm. And see, and that's what I tried to do with some of my other collabs. Like me, I'm not tripping on it too much, except for when it like say I would probably be annoyed if say for instance, because I see it, some people will do a clip, they do a scene and they don't work like that, and they'll just take damn near the whole video and turn in all different parts into promo. Now this whole video has been dropped and released damn near before
yeah.
sale, but I'll message people like I'll make the little promo clips out of it and I'll send it to them. Be like, hey, I'm about to drop this and I'm selling it for $12. So I don't know what you're doing with it, but here's this, and you can share this video and tag me in it and whoever else. And when you drop it, you drop it. But I'm dropping it now. So I got the final edited too. So if you want me to drop box this final edit, so you can go ahead and throw it up on your platforms too, let me know. And if they choose not to do that within the 7 days or 3 days, I tell them it's going up. That's on them. I try to give a heads up instead of just throwing shit out there.
So for me, I don't care when a person releases content for me, but if this shit, if if the cum hasn't dried yet,
Mm-hmm.
if you still wearing my babies all over your face and the content's already up,
Yeah.
I probably won't work with you again.
Right.
That's just me
Take
because
some time in it.
because you don't care.
Space it out a little bit. Some of these people, like, they really just, and you know what? When you sit there and you're constantly feeling the need to do all these scenes and put it up, post it, sure, you're going to get hits, you're going to get views because you got to have a nice catalog to make money off of something. But when you do that, sometimes you kind of like have to
Oversaturated. Yeah.
oversaturate it. You know what I mean? Let them watch your
Mhm.
old videos. Let them watch those 70 other, let them buy them 70 other videos you got on ManyVids. You know what I mean? Take your time with
Mhm.
it. And but even now, like with the bullshit with OnlyFans, now I have no choice but to post different shit on different platforms. Like all my car shit, my car scenes, my outdoor shit, I can't even have that on
So they
OnlyFans.
don't let outdoor anymore.
No, no, especially if you can see the background. Like if there's nothing in the background, you're fine. But like if you're doing something and you're like, even if you put up a video at the gym that's safe for work on OnlyFans and there's someone walking around in the background, you're flagged. Like you really have to make sure if you're in the car, that camera cannot view outside of the car. I've gotten all right with certain stuff as long as the view isn't going to anything. If you're in the woods, you can't have cars driving by in the background. You got to be deep in the
So
woods.
so that video you can't post on OnlyFans then.
What?
The video we did
And I
because I
can't tag
was
you. Yeah, no, I can't even tag you on it. You're not on OnlyFans. No, I wouldn't even try. There's cars going by. We got the videotape. Cars going by. You know what I mean? But that'll fly on loyal fans just fine. That'll fly on
Mhm.
loyal fans just fine. Loyal
Yeah,
fans
no,
is
100%.
how much. Yeah,
100%.
loyal fans is pretty open. But I even, because I've originally started.
Hey, knock on some goddamn wood because tomorrow they could come out with a whole new terms and conditions and
Right,
yeah.
right, wanting
Uh,
everything, all this new stuff. Yeah. Facts, but like even I remember because when I first started, like I made a Pornhub account years and years ago for fun to post stuff. You didn't need to do anything but just post. I think they had a form to do releases, but I just had to have the guy I was dating at the time sign up for. Like now, it's really the ID, the face verification, and like even with OnlyFans, you didn't even tag
it's
people.
biometrics now too.
Yes, 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 and especially porn. I'm not. Some people are annoyed with Pornhub, but I'm not because they even made a tagging feature on Pornhub.
They
So
always had a tagging feature on Pornhub.
well, this is for amateurs, not just porn stars. They made it right in the thing
Mm.
because you only used to be able to tag verified talents. But now like the amateur accounts you could tag and stuff as long as they're verified amateurs. They just updated a
Good.
whole bunch of stuff.
I'm good on porn. I'm good on a lot of them,
I only put
especially
short
tube
clips up.
sites.
Short clips.
Because I just
If you don't
it used
have
to be
more than
a
subscribers,
time that people hated tube sites. Now everyone's rushing to tube sites, and I was like,
well, you have to post a video that's 6 minutes or longer, like every 6 months to make money. But what it is if for me, I've got almost 1 million views on my Pornhub, and then I got like a little more than 4,000 subscribers on there. And so for me, it's just not beneficial to be posting for the ad revenue, to be putting up full length videos. What am I going to make $50 a month off that? If that, not even a couple of pennies, like 30 cents. You know what I mean?
right.
It takes a lot of views. So when it comes to people that maybe they have 1 million subscribers and they're getting millions of views, they're going to make something decent with ad revenue, especially if maybe they're taking older videos and throwing older videos up. So, but like for me, my standing, I wouldn't want to deal with anyone that's going to put our video on the tube site the full length, because I can't, if they have a huge following and stuff like that. Like I'm okay with like a short little 2-minute clip or something. Like we could do that, but we can't. I don't want to do all that unless we both agree that maybe this won't sell all that well. We could post it.
All right. So we're about to wrap up, but I would have one final question to ask.
Yeah.
What would you say is the filthiest thing that you've done on content?
Oh, I had a sub of
She's like, I know one. I got one.
Yeah, I do. It's a good one too. It's on my loyal fans too. I had a sub of mine, a man I met in real life, and he one day he was like, "You, what are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm busy. I was out in Buffalo or some doing something, trying to get some bookings, private bookings." And he was like, "Well, I thought maybe you wanted to go to LA with me." And I was like, "I will fucking be home early." And we went to Los Angeles, and there was orgies set up with Vanessa Cliff. She's one of those big Pornhub girls, Vanessa Cliff. And the people there weren't necessarily my steed, but I went in with my strap on for this freaking orgy. And I used my strap on a pregnant transgendered man.
No, I think you told me this story before.
Yeah, I think I did. The video's up on
I was like, wait, this story sounds familiar.
Yeah, the people look at me like, what the fuck? In my defense, though, she just was like a big tall German woman. And then her wife, that's who he was pregnant by, just kind of looked like a feminine Rod Stewart type of deal. I don't even think they're on hormones. They look more like a CD, but whatever, they fucking happy and having a baby. I was obviously there for it.
Right. No, that's dope. All right. So go ahead and tell the people who you are, not what you are, who you are, what you have going on, where they can find you, the who, what, where, and how. Go ahead and tell the people that.
I'm Hollywood. My tag name, I try to keep it pretty even across all my platforms, is Miss Hollywood 100, but it's MSHOLLYWOOD 100. I'm on OnlyFans. I'm on Loyal Fans. I'm on ManyVids. I'm on Pornhub. I'm on Fansly. You might find me on some other platforms that I haven't engaged with those sites yet. I have my Instagram is MS_HOLLYWOOD_ 100. I have a public Facebook page. If you look hard enough, you can find it. And I'm on Twitter at Miss Hollywood 100. And I mean, I'm just a regular girl up here in Western New York State. Tried to turn my personal sex life into some content and like expanding on it. I'll catch me in Chicago this month. Next weekend, I'll be there trying to mingle with some people.
This should drop. This would drop when you're there.
So you might be able to find me in Chicago. I'm trying to be a little bit busy though. I don't want to go and party too much or anything like that. So
go to the the meet and greet, like the first night. I think it's normally like
ladies' night.
Wednesday or Thursday night. This is something totally different.
I'm not gonna be there till Friday.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Never mind. Then X-Night out.
Yeah.
They have like a meet and greet where people that fly in early normally meet
Yeah.
by the bar and stuff like that and get acquainted and see people that they may have been talking to online and oh hey you're so and so kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's normally Wednesday and Thursday night.
See,
Um,
that must be some insider information because I definitely didn't hear anything about that. But I know a lot of people are going early, like the 9th, 10th, because I had someone asking me, like, why don't you come down early and you could just stay at the Airbnb with me? And I was like, I can't do all that. I already got like my childcare planned out, my rental, and you know what I
I
mean?
norm
Everything planned.
when I go, I normally come in Thursday and
Hmm.
then I leave Monday.
I'm leaving Monday too because I don't want to travel while I'm tired. So if I end up, because I know how it is, what's going to happen is getting this week, because now I've had a whole bunch of girls reaching out to me. I had another girl, and I get all these really cute alt girls reaching out to me too. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm with it. I'm, not
Mhm.
discriminating. They're all cute too, like little petite ones too. And I'm like, look at you. And so I already know how people are going to go. And once it gets down to it, people are going to start reaching out. And then when they get there and they realize 8 out of the 10 people bullshit them for collabs, they're going to be like, oh, wait, isn't so and so out here? Let me hit them. Let's see what's up with them and what they're doing and X, Y, and Z. And I don't want to exhaust myself. I'm definitely
I
staying
get it.
out extra because I want to be able to go out and do whatever's going on Sunday and sleep so I can get up and bring my ass home and not be like, a dead dog dragon.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, have fun.
Mhm.
So this is yours truly, Hectic from Hectic Desires. This is Whatever by Hectic on the official HD Nation on YouTube, where I have not only Whatever by Hectic, but I also have Beyond Pixels. Go ahead and subscribe to those, like, comment, do all that stuff to run these views up because I've been on a view kick lately, and
Listen,
I like seeing the engagement that
okay.
my videos are getting.
And let
Uh,
me know when this does drop too, because of like the other podcasts I've been on, especially the YouTube ones, I'll take like the screenshot, not the screenshot, like your promo clip, like the cover, and I'll put it up and I'll link the
You should
show
you
right
you
on
should
it.
have you should have most of the stuff
Yeah.
tomorrow.
All right.
Maybe Tuesday at the latest.
Because I'll throw it right on my personal website. It's just my about me area, and I'm like, oh, see who
Mhm.
I am, and I like putting the podcast I'm on so people can
Yeah.
watch it. I just use, instead of putting it on my own platforms, I just go ahead and link the original right on there.
No, that's dope, and I appreciate that. So with that, keep those close that are close to you, keep those loyal that are loyal to you, and don't do anything that you don't want to do. And with that, we're out. Go ahead and say bye.
Bye bye.